Hey guys, it's Jessica. I am here making episode 10 of Finding Fukue Questions Answered, and I put out a call for questions, things that you guys wanted to hear about, and you guys delivered. So anyway, I got some questions from Instagram people and from YouTube people, and I'm just gonna bust right into it. Okay, let's start with Bruce Wayne Bassa from Instagram. Do you have any plans, ideas to have Fukue and her family visit you post-COVID-19? Travel parameters and such, of course, in the future. So the answer to that is no. There's no immediate plans in the future for them to come visit. It's, I think, difficult to travel with two kids, and also Japan is not known for its extra length holidays, so that's both tricky for kids in school and also for Fukue's and her husband's jobs. But last year, her and I did talk about it, or sometime after we had close after we had reunited, and talked about how to sort of get her somewhere, and we thought that maybe it would be nice at some point in the future when the kids are a little bit older to all meet in the middle in Vancouver, where my parents are as well, and who she knows very well, and we could have a visit all together there. So that's something we talked about, but it is not happening in the near future. Okay, next, also Instagram from Night Retlaw. Does Fukue have a social media account? Now, I want to tell you something, because if you've watched the previous videos, as you know, Fukue wanted her life and stuff, aside from what she had already consented to have shown in the documentary, to be fairly private. But I have some very, very good news, because Fukue and I chatted on FaceTime for a couple hours the other day, and Fukue just joined Instagram for the first time because she is a visual artist, and she is currently designing stamps for the Japanese social media app Line, and is selling them there, and is doing well with that. And so she thought she'd start an Instagram account and put some of her art. And because you probably didn't know, also she actually made a manga. Like, she wrote the whole story and drew the whole thing, and she showed it to me on FaceTime the other day, and she's going to be posting that to her Instagram, like bit by bit over the next while, plus other drawings that she's done. And so her work is amazing, and you guys should go there. Her Instagram handle is Fukue1979, so it's pretty easy to remember. Currently, she might only have one person following her, that would be me. And so I would love to flood her account with new fans. I talked to her and I made sure she wanted that. That was in her interest, and she definitely is down with that for her new Insta art account. So please go like Fukue's Instagram account, Fukue1979, and go check out her art. And if you're not following me on Instagram, mine is Jessica Stuart Music, and so you should go there, because there's other stuff that happens on there than happens on YouTube. So that was an awesome question. The same person, Night Retlaw, also asked, can Fukue sing? Maybe y'all can do a karaoke duet. I know that Fukue sang when we were in school, but I don't think that's probably going to happen. However, stay tuned, because when I was talking to Fukue the other night, she mentioned that she might be down to do a little special something for the YouTube channel, just to say hi to the fans, because I keep passing on messages from you guys to her and telling her how everyone thinks she's so pretty and lovely, and that she didn't deserve to be bullied, and that they love her, and all this kind of stuff. And she's just, every time she's just super surprised and humble, which is part of the beauty of Fukue. So now if I'm looking up above, it's because there were so many questions, I put them into a document up on another screen so that I don't mess it up. Oh yeah, the second portion of the plans to visit Fukue thing is that someone asked, if I visit Fukue, will I be vlogging it? I mean, probably not, but like, because I like being in the moment, and it's not about you guys, it's really just about me and her. But it's possible, like, I would maybe get her to do a little video thing when we do visit the next time with me, and that would be fun. Okay, so let's move on to some questions about the koto. So I play the Japanese 13-string koto, as you guys who have seen the documentary probably noticed and also heard, because I played the koto through a bunch of the tunes, which are either instrumentals of existing music of mine from previous albums with my former band, the JESSA Stuart, or music that I composed for the film, like the song Fukue's theme and the other musical themes, instrumental themes that came from that. So, someone asks here, and I do talk about the koto in former videos, so I'm going to keep this part quick. Omeo 0.06, no, sorry, 0.0, that's 6 days ago, not part of their handle. My mistake, sorry, Omeo. I am interested to know about what the koto is for you, which you play in addition to the guitar. Is there a particular story behind how you started learning it? So, as I've mentioned in some other spots, my mother is a koto master. She's in fact an ethnomusicologist and plays the koto and shamisen. And when, before my sister and I were born, my parents actually ended up in Japan because of my mother's study of those instruments. And so they lived there for 4 years before the kids were born. And then we went back together. So I just grew up with koto in the house and shamisen, and I had no particular thing for it there. I just became accustomed to the sounds and thought it was quite normal and that everyone's mom played koto. True story. So then when we got to Japan, I wanted to, my mother of course was taking lessons with people in Nagano, teachers, sensei in Nagano, to further her studies, and me as a 9-year-old expressed interest in the koto, not realizing that I was really making my future of touring difficult, because now I have to travel around the world with a 6-foot-long, super fragile, hollow instrument. So I pack it into a case I had custom made after having a koto smashed on the airline, which total is 70 pounds with wheels, and it's like 6'8" or something like that. And this is what I have to bring with me in addition to guitar and everything else when I go on tour with my trio. So anyway, so that's the story there. And I studied traditionally. The other part of Omeo's question is your playing style doesn't seem to be of Japanese traditional. And it says, is there some kind of way you use it for your music in particular? Yes, if you want to hear how I use it in my projects, I recommend the last 2 albums I put out with the JESSA Stuart View. Most recent one is The Passage, and the one before that is Two Sides to Every Story. And both of those albums have half of the songs I use koto and instead of guitar. And so I use it in that group with double bass and drums and vocals, and that is sort of my thing. And I don't think that really anyone else is actually doing that. I wasn't trying to be different. It was just, I'm a vocalist and a songwriter, and so I just use the koto in those things. And it just kind of is a different writing inspiration, and it sounds beautiful. It's a beautiful instrument. Okay, another question about koto from What? That's their handle on YouTube. Have you ever used any delay or other effects on the koto? Well, thank you for asking. I am a big fan of effect pedals, and usually when I'm playing guitar, I use a bunch of effects depending on the project to suit the mood or create a soundscape. It's a really cool thing to use in addition to skills and chops. So as far as the koto, I don't usually use it, although I have started messing around a little bit with the loop pedal with koto so I can do stuff solo, like during the pandemic. Since we can't really play with other people, maybe we're starting to be able to now-ish, but not exactly. So I have done that a little bit, but the most that I've used effects on koto is when I used to play with some sort of free jazz group with these 2 local folks, a trombone player and vocalist here, and we used to just do improvised things with improvising themes, and I would use tons of effects, and it was super, super fun. So that's something I'd like to get into more as well.